I'm Shira Friedman, recording for Askimo TV. Today I'll be talking with Aleksandrowicz, who is a professional writer and editor and the CEO of Empower Your Text. Today we'll be discussing different areas of academic writing and how a professional writer can benefit academic writing. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Okay, so to begin with, what are the different areas involved in academic writing?
There are two main or primary areas in academic writing. One is thesis writing, which obviously there are other papers that are submitted along the way during academic studies, but I'd say the thesis is the top one that people who are doing their master's or doctoral degrees face. And then the second one is publishing, publish or perish. That's in professional journals, scientific journals, medical journals, and the like, which is equally hard but slightly different.
Okay. And so what's the difference between normal writing and thesis writing, for example?
Thesis writing is very structured. You need to fit almost within a certain format. And again, depending on the university, there are various guidelines that you have to follow. You need to build the abstract, the introduction, or the abstract. You need to provide a literary review of what's come before you because you're always building on something that exists. Then you talk about the methodologies that you are going to employ in your research. You, again, do some comparative results versus other people who have done similar studies. Then you begin describing the whole process that you went through, what were, again, the methods that you use, case studies, if there are any. If you used, let's say, if you created an interview, a questionnaire, then you need to provide the questionnaire what was asked, because, again, everything is being checked to see that you have done everything that you're required. Then the results, which are reflected, obviously, to some degree in the abstract, but it's really built like a thriller. At the end, you get the results, and then the massive bibliography that you have to provide, which is very, very structured and has to follow a very specific method.
Okay.
And it's a long process, and
okay, so why would an academic who has studied for many years need to hire a professional writer and editor?
Most academics are professionals in their field, and not necessarily English speakers, so that they are, again, it depends on what field they're coming from. But I think that you need to go to an expert when you need to do something, just like you wouldn't try to fix your own, I don't know, if you're not a plumber, you wouldn't try to fix your own sink. The idea here is that you need to have someone who knows what they're doing, who has an understanding of their of what is required, and basically someone who does a lot of hand-holding. I must admit that there is that aspect of it, because it's a difficult process, and it needs someone who has done it before and knows what they're doing and can do it with the utmost professional standards.
Okay, and so can I ask, what should an academic look for when they're looking for a professional writer or editor to help them with their thesis or their publication?
I think that it would be very helpful if they could find someone who understands their field, someone who's already worked on papers, on similar research papers, thesis papers, publications. It doesn't have to be a must. I mean, if a person is a good writer or a good editor, then they'll be good in probably most fields, but it helps because then they know the terminology that's relevant and they won't make the mistake of fixing something that will be incorrect. Especially when it comes to very, very technical things, you don't want to hire someone, or you don't want someone who will make a mistake inadvertently, make a change that shouldn't be there.
Okay.
So I would say that would be the primary thing, but and you need to be able to find someone you can work with. If you are someone who needs a little bit more help then don't look for someone who's in a hurry, who doesn't have time to do the work. There is a match here, obviously, in almost everything, and it's a pretty lengthy process, though. Someone you can manage to talk to for quite a bit, who you're comfortable with.
Okay, so that's important. So that was going to be my next question. What is the process involved with writing and editing an academic document? Would you,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you,
for example, would you need to sit with the academic? Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question again.
So what is the process involved with writing and editing an academic document? Would you need to sit with the academic through the process?
I find it useful, at least in the beginning, to meet with them and see what their needs are. Again, it depends on what the person is looking for. If they only need an editor, then they don't really need to meet with me. It's a very straightforward process. They send me the paper. They tell me where they're publishing it. A link would be helpful so that I can see the style guide and requirements and whether it has to be submitted online. And that's it. Move ahead, agree, get a timeline, and it's fairly straightforward. Other papers, like a couple I'm actually working on now, where I'm helping the person build the paper itself, taking an existing paper or even working with material that's being translated ongoing. That does require meeting, going over, sort of doing a little bit of what I call plug and play. If there's material, let's see if we can fit this here. Let's see what we need, what we're missing. So that's a little bit more intense. It takes longer, quite a bit longer, and yeah, that definitely has more of an interaction aspect to it.
Okay, so thank you for your time today. I wish you great success. And that was Anna Aleksandrowicz, expert writer and editor, and the CEO of Empower Your Text. Thank you for your time.